Cross My Heart Ministry. Laurie McFarland here, the founder and director of Cross My Heart, and I'm bringing to you today our new do-it list for the month of August, and that's what this looks like right here. You probably are aware, but I just thought I would mention today we bring you two versions of this. This one is the filled-in version where we add in the daily, weekly, and monthly section some pre-filled tasks, and if you just start doing those, take a few minutes each day, you're just going to find your home transformed over a matter of just a few days. We just here at Cross My Heart firmly believe, and I firmly believe, based upon all those years of rearing my own children and trying to do life, that nobody wants to have a whole day be cleaning day and laundry day. You just won't want to get out of bed. There's just so many things to do to keep a home tidy and neat and organized, and sometimes it's difficult, even if you want to jump in, to know where to begin. And so I think that's why this handy little one-page tool is such a help, because we pre-label it, we've kind of tried to do the thinking, but here's how this works. If there's something on my list that doesn't work for you, just take a Sharpie and line through it. We leave some blank lines. You can add in your own things. And so on the list, we have things that do need to be done daily, at least we think so, and then some weekly tasks. And then over here on the monthly task, we have something called kitchen and pantry shelves on that monthly task. And that just means to take inventory of what's on your pantry, what's hiding back there, what has a date that might be expiring. Maybe you forgot about it, you bought it thinking you would use it to make a recipe, never got around to it. So that's what I'm going to talk about today as I present a new recipe to you. But before I get to that, I also wanted to mention we also offer this version of the Do-It list, completely blank. And so this gives you complete freedom to make your own list. Decide what you think needs to be done daily, weekly, and monthly. I have a mom friend who, when she prints these, she goes ahead and prints 4 for each of her children of all ages. And what a great idea. It becomes a little teaching tool for her to assign chores and to begin to train them in rhythms for life and certain things that you just need to do every day, and then certain things you need to do weekly and monthly. And I just thought what a great idea in training them, because it is part of our job as moms. We think about making sure they get their homework done and teaching them their multiplication tables, and as believers, making sure they memorize some key Bible verses and have the rhythm of going to church. But we also need to train them in just those life skills and what it takes to manage hearth and home. So I was a big delegator. My kids will tell you there was always a chore chart out there, and I learned long ago as a mom that done beats perfect. If you're going to delegate it, that means you don't have to do it, but you also have to die to always having it done perfectly or done your way. And the Lord has convicted me through the years that whether I'm chairing a committee or managing my household, that who says my way is the best way anyway, right? So we hope that one of these two might be a blessing to you. You can find the link in the notes below where you can print and download your own. And our little graphic expert gal, Beth, always does such a great job coming up with a design theme for each new month. And so for August, she's chosen a navy and yellow theme, which I love, with some daisies. And for those of you that also use our Write the Word bookmark, you notice, I hope, that she always makes these coordinate. And I just love that. So the Write the Word bookmark, we introduced that on Friday. And so if you want to print a copy of that, you can find that video and print your copy of that. The word for the month of August is learn. And so sticking with this theme, it's a great time to revisit your chores with your children and maybe train them in some of those life skills, help them learn what it takes to make home and hearth tidy and neat and organized. So we do get in the kitchen or around the house on Monday, sharing some household tips. Today, sharing a recipe for you. But Cross My Heart exists to encourage women to love God and to love His Word. And that's what this bookmark is all about. So I hope you'll also use this resource as well as the resource we're introducing today, both for the month of August. Well, going along with checking out your pantry shelves this month, one of those monthly tasks, finding what might be hiding back there that you had forgotten about. I did that, and I found some onion soup, dry onion soup mix. this is an ingredient that's used in many recipes. I don't know that I've ever used onion soup mix just to make onion soup, but I think I have a pot roast recipe that uses it. It's handy to mix with some sour cream or some Greek yogurt and make a yummy dip for vegetables. But today I pulled out an old recipe that I haven't made in years called apricot chicken, and we'll have a link below for you to print your own copy of that as well. This is a relatively healthy meal because it uses chicken, a little bit of apricot preserves, which is where it gets its name, and then a packet of this onion soup mix. So let's just get right to it. I want to go ahead and preheat my oven to 350, so let me do that while I'm thinking about it. And then I have sprayed just a regular baking dish with some nonstick cooking spray. This only uses 4 chicken breasts. If you have a larger group, then it's very easy to double the recipe, use a 9x11, and then use 2 packages of onion soup mix and double the apricot preserves. Now, the last time I bought chicken breasts, they were so thick that before I froze them, I kind of cut them in half. And so my chicken breasts, I already have 4 of them here in my pan. Let you see that. I just laid them in there and squeezed them together. But because I cut them in half, they are kind of thin. And so let me, if I can get a hold of that to show you, would probably help if I pulled my tongs apart. They are kind of thin. And so because they're thin, I don't think they are going to need to bake quite as long as the recipe calls for. So if you have a thinner chicken breast, you might use your meat thermometer and just check on them and see if they are baking, if they're adequately baked in the time allotted. You don't want to burn it, but you also don't want your family to get sick by serving them poultry that's not fully cooked. So the recipe calls for to bake these at 350 for 1 hour and to bake it uncovered. So let's just get right down to it. All you're going to do, 3 ingredients. How simple is that? Take the fruit spread. This is an apricot preserves, lots of different brands that you can find for this. I got mine at Aldi. It calls for 1/2 cup of this. And so I'm only doing the 4 chicken breasts, so 1/2 cup is all I need. But again, if you're serving this to a family, or maybe you're gonna, again, this would be a great make and take if you need to take something for a funeral meal or to a family that's had a new baby. You could do this in 2 pans and have one for you and your family if 4 is enough and the other for them. Super duper easy. So there's the apricot spread, 1 packet of the onion soup mix. I'm just gonna tear that off, drop that in, and then away we go. I'm gonna just mix this all in together, and then we're just gonna spread it over the top. It makes a nice glaze. The apricot with the onion soup just adds a really yummy flavor. It helps keep the chicken moist, and just a great alternative to an otherwise dry chicken breast with a little bit of seasoning. You know, if you're trying to eat healthy, you know, when we're doing that, we tend to eat a lot of chicken, and it can get very tiresome to keep eating that chicken. And so this is just a great way to sort of change it up. I'm going to serve this today. I have a couple of friends coming for lunch, and we're going to serve it up with some cauliflower rice and some broccoli, some steamed broccoli. And so it's just going to be a delicious meal that goes together very quickly and very easy. So if you've got a friend that has had surgery and coming home, or someone that you would like to bless, what an easy way to put a meal together. Put some rice in your rice cooker if you have it, or I have really been enjoying cauliflower rice lately while I'm trying to eat healthier. And it just all goes together. The glaze is just sort of a nice little addition to the rice, adds a little bit of flavor. I'm just spreading this out across the top to make sure that all surface areas of my chicken are covered. And friends, this is all there is to this. You're going to want to run out and buy that yourself, get a jar of apricot preserves, and then guess what? You're going to have some left over to put on your toast tomorrow morning for breakfast, or to make this again if your family enjoys it. But here's what it looks like before it bakes. It is gonna take more time for the oven to preheat than it takes for me to make this. It just whips up so quickly. So if it's late, if you just haven't thought about what you're gonna make for dinner, if you've got some chicken in the freezer, lay that out, keep a jar of this on hand, just so easy to put together. So I hope that you'll give it a try for your family and that you enjoy it. Let me know if you leave a note in the comments below and let me know if you make it and how you like it and what side dishes you might serve up with it. But here it is, a way to use up something on your pantry shelves. Maybe you've got a package of onion soup mix collecting dust on your pantry shelves, but I hope that even if it's not this, that you will look at your do it list this month, pull everything off, dust those shelves, put everything back on, take a little bit of inventory, and make sure that you're being a good steward of all those resources you have on hand. Maybe it'll prompt you to remember a new recipe that you need to try. But even more than being a good steward of what's in your pantry, or even using the do it list that you can download, I hope that you are a woman of the Word. And I hope that everything we do here at Cross My Heart encourages you to love God and to love His Word, because that, my friend, is the reason that we exist. If you're blessed by this video and the others that we bring to you, we would love for you to give us a thumbs up. And we would also be blessed if you're not a subscriber, if you would click that big red subscribe button, enter your Gmail address. That just encourages us when we see people being blessed and letting us know that they are blessed by the content that we bring. And also, if you'd like to share our channel with a friend, we would love that as well. So happy summer to you. Happy August. I hope you'll try our recipe, and I hope you have a blessed week. Thanks for spending part of your day with us. For Cross My Heart Ministry, I'm Laura McFarland.